Hey everybody, Peter here. Now by now you know that I like to start out these videos with a question, but this week's question is directed primarily at you. And the question is, do you ever feel like you're just not doing manifestation right? You're not getting the results that you want to get, and you feel like why bother and just feel like giving up? Maybe you've slacked off a little bit on that daily manifestation work that you know you need to do. Hands up if that's happened to you. You can see my hands up because it has certainly happened to me. So stay tuned, because in this video we're going to talk about, number one, why that happens, and number two, what you can do about it right now to get right back on that horse and keep going toward manifesting the life that you really want to live. So let's take each of those questions one at a time. Question number one, why is it that we feel like we're failing in manifesting what we really want in our lives, even though we know and understand these principles? After working with dozens of clients, I've come up with two main reasons why this happens. Number one, expecting perfection. Number two, not giving it enough time. So let's briefly break each one of those down. Then we'll talk about what to do about each one of them right now. So number one, expecting perfection is the enemy, guys. We think I've learned these principles, I've got some tools and techniques under my belt, I've worked with a great coach, I'm going to apply all of these things perfectly, and I'm going to get perfect results quickly. Guys, don't worry about perfection. What happens with perfection is we slip up, we make a mistake, we miss a day, we don't do the technique or use the tool perfectly, we start to doubt ourselves, we start to give up, we start to go, oh, what's the use? I guess I'll just skip a day here or skip a day there. And before we know it, we're right back into our old habits. So we don't want to go for perfection, we want to go for effectiveness. And in just a little bit at the end of the video, I'm going to share with you a tool on how you can quickly move from perfection to effectiveness in this realm of manifestation. Now let's take the second reason why we sometimes feel like we are failing in manifesting the lives we want. That second reason is not understanding the law of gestation. So what do I mean by the law of gestation? The law of gestation is just the natural amount of time that it takes for something to manifest. Now if you think about it, a tomato seed has a law of gestation, going from seed to sprout to full-grown plant with tomatoes on it. A baby elephant has a gestation period. I think it's 18 months. A human being has a gestation period, 9 months. What's the gestation period for what you want to manifest? Well, nobody really knows, but what we do know is that that gestation period is the amount of time that it takes for you to accept the idea of what it is that you really want to create in your life, and the amount of time that it takes you to see it, feel it, believe it in your imagination, and subsequently in your subconscious as if it were real now. Once those two things happen, your period of gestation is over. But the thing is, nobody really knows how long that's going to take for each individual desire and each individual person. So now let's talk about what to do about alleviating these two causes. Let's take expecting perfection first. Well, here's what you do to alleviate it. Stop it. I'm being a little facetious, but seriously, stop it. We want to go for effectiveness, not perfection. So let's say that you have decided you're going to write out your goal 100 times a day, you're going to review your goal card, you're going to use your imagination, you're going to get up at 5:30 a.m. every morning and do this. Most of my clients start out really gung-ho, wanting to sink their teeth into this. And then you find, oh, you miss a day. Oh, I screwed up. Oh, I only wrote out the goal twice. Oh, I didn't do it at all today. I'm failing, right? That energy actually sort of pulls us down and makes us less inclined to do the work. We wake up going, oh, I woke up too late, or oh, I don't have the right setup today to do this perfectly, so I might as well not do it. So guys, we don't want to go for perfection, we want to go for effectiveness. Effectiveness means do the best you can, and if you have to alter it here or there, alter it. Maybe you take a little bit less time. Maybe you do a lighter version of that technique. The key though is to do it consistently every day. in whatever form that you can. Now, a great way to do this is, I've just started doing this myself and I love it, is to literally set reminders on your phone or whatever device you have handy during the day to remind you to just take a minute or two to focus on what you really want in your imagination as if it were real now, and to feel it as if it were real now. That imagination, as we know, one of our 6 mental faculties, is one of the most powerful tools of creation that we have. So if you can only use your imagination for 30 seconds or a minute or 2 minutes at a time to focus on what it is that you really want and feel that as if it were real now, and you do that consistently several times throughout the day, guys, that's effectiveness. So it doesn't have to be 100% perfect to be effective. You just want to get into the feeling of the wish fulfilled, feel it as if it were real now, and do that consistently, even if it's only for a minute or 2 at a time. All right, so now let's talk about how to clear up that other issue, which is misunderstanding the law of gestation. Now, this could be a little bit tricky, especially since we've already established that we don't really know what the gestation period is for each of our individual goals that we want to manifest. Now, I'm going to link to a previous video where I talk about the 3 essentials that you need for manifestation. One of those is to be crystal clear on what you want. Number 2 is to have some way to reprogram your subconscious mind to align with it. And number 3 is means for getting past the fear or the terror that threatens to stop you. But today I'm just going to focus on number 1, which is having a clear goal. So with that law of gestation, the most important thing is to have that really clear goal so that you can visualize it, you can feel it as if it were real now in your imagination. And then once you've done that, you want to take your best guess and set a date at which point you think you would be able to have this manifest. Now remember, you're taking your best guess, but you're doing that based on your current belief system. So let's say, I'm just gonna make something up. You wanna manifest $10,000. All right, if you are a person who has historically done those types of things and your belief system says, yep, I can manifest $10,000 in a week, that might actually be believable for you. So you might be in a position where you want to set that as the gestation period for what you want. Again, taking your best guess based on your belief system. Now, for most of us, that's not something that's within our belief system, for those of us in the general public. So we might want to push that out a few months, or maybe even push that out a year or so. But you want to have that clear goal, and you want to take a guess at the gestation period. And then what you want to do is to, when you're using your imagination, imagine yourself at the end of that time period, at the end of that gestation period. So if you say, I want to manifest $10,000 and I can do that, I think my belief system says 3 months, great. When you're imagining this and using that tool of imagination, what you want to do is to project yourself into that reality. Project yourself into 3 months from now. What would you be doing? What would somebody be saying to you, congratulating you maybe on reaching the goal? Pick something that represents that goal being completed. Project yourself to that point of time, what you believe will be the end of the gestation period, and go ahead and use your imagination so that you're visualizing that, you're feeling that as if it were real now, as if you've gone through time and space to the end of that gestation period and you have the thing that you want. Now, the question always comes up, what if I get to the end of that period and I don't have it? Well, guys, you just push back the gestation period and you keep going and you do it consistently. I guarantee you, you do that consistently with the tools that you now have at your disposal, eventually you are going to achieve that goal. It's quantum physics. So guys, I'm going to go ahead and end here. Thank you so much for being with me today. I hope you found this video useful. And I'm going to extend a cordial invitation to you to join my Limitless Results Facebook group. That's a private Facebook group just for people like you. Got tools and techniques and videos and free trainings there for you that'll help you to create and manifest the life of your dreams faster and more easily than you ever thought possible. I'm going to go ahead and put the link to it in the description, and it's right here on the screen as well. It is Limitless Lifestyle Quest. Also, I invite you to book a discovery call with me so we could talk about how to get you quickly on your way to achieving your big dreams and your big goals and manifesting the life that you really want to live. And you'll find the link to booking that discovery call with me also in the description, and again right here on the screen. So thank you so much, everybody, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.